Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, where we explore interesting topics and improve our English skills at the same time. I'm John.
And I'm Emma. Today's episode is called The Truth About Being a Millionaire and Going to College. We're going to talk about whether going to college is really necessary to become rich and what often goes unsaid about money, education, and success.
Before we begin, let's review some key vocabulary you'll hear in today's episode. Here are a few words and phrases we'll be using. A millionaire, a person who has $1 million or more. A degree, a qualification you receive when you complete your studies at a university. Their investment is the action of putting money into something to make a profit. A debt, money that is owed or due. A success, the achievement of a goal, often involving wealth, respect, or happiness. A conformity, accepting something as sufficient or adequate without trying to improve or change.
Great! Now that we have the vocabulary ready, let's dive into today's conversation. There are many ideas about what it means to be successful and whether we really need formal education to achieve it. But could we be missing something important? Let's find out.
Michael, I've been questioning whether we really need to go to college to be successful. It seems like society sees it as a requirement, but is it really necessary?
That's a good question, Laura. For a long time, I thought a college degree was essential for securing a good job and financial stability. But over time, I've seen that's not always the case. Some of the most successful people I know never finished college.
That's what's been on my mind too. I know people with degrees who are still struggling to pay off student loans. Meanwhile, others have found creative ways to make money without a degree, and they're doing really well.
Exactly. And what's even more surprising is how some of these entrepreneurs have achieved so much success by thinking differently. They didn't follow the traditional path. Instead, they found a way to turn their passions into profits.
Yes, and I think that's what people don't always understand. College can open doors, but it can also close them if you're not careful. You can end up stuck in a career you hate just because you followed what everyone said you should do.
That's true. The pressure to follow the traditional path can be overwhelming. But what if real success isn't just about money or having a degree? What about personal satisfaction and the freedom to do what you truly love?
That's exactly what I've been thinking. Maybe we should redefine success. Instead of seeing it as just wealth or a degree, maybe it should be about the ability to live the life you really want.
And in many cases, that could mean taking risks, stepping out of your comfort zone, and challenging what others expect of you. Being a millionaire isn't just about having money, it's about having control over how you live your life.
Exactly. And college, while valuable, doesn't guarantee that control. In fact, sometimes it can do the opposite by limiting our options with debt or social expectations.
That's what fascinates me about the new job market. Nowadays, you can learn skills online, start a business with little money, or even work remotely from anywhere in the world. The possibilities are endless if you're willing to think differently.
Absolutely. So maybe the question isn't whether we should go to college, but whether we're willing to explore other options that could lead to a more authentic and personal kind of success.
Welcome back. That was a very interesting conversation between Laura and Michael. Let's review some of the key ideas and vocabulary they used.
First, they talked about the word millionaire. Michael mentioned how some people become millionaires without going to college by thinking differently and finding alternative opportunities.
They also discussed debt, which many people take on to go to college, and how this can limit their future options instead of expanding them.
Exactly. Another interesting concept was conformity. Laura and Michael talked about how many people follow the traditional path without questioning it, which sometimes leads to a less fulfilling life.
That's crucial. It's about understanding that while college can be a great option for many, it's not the only way to succeed. And the most important thing is to define what success means to you, personally.
Now, let's dig a little deeper. John, do you think society pushes us too much toward college and in doing so, overlooks other forms of success?
Definitely, Emma. I think society has idealized college so much that we sometimes don't see other options that could be equally or even more valid. The problem is that many people assume a degree is a guarantee of success, when in reality, it depends a lot on how you use that degree and whether you really need it for what you want to do.
I agree. It's easy to get caught up in the mindset that a degree is necessary for any kind of success, but I think we need to be more critical. Instead of just following what's expected, we should think about what really excites us and find ways to make that work.
Exactly. I think if more people allowed themselves to think outside the box, they could discover paths to success that are more fulfilling and less dependent on following traditional norms.
That's right, and I think that's the key point. Success shouldn't just be a preset formula. It should be something each person defines for themselves, based on what they truly value in life.
Totally agree. And sometimes that means taking a non-traditional path, challenging expectations, and creating a life you truly enjoy, no matter what others might think. That wraps up our discussion for today. We hope this episode has given you a new perspective on what it means to be successful with or without a college degree.
Remember, success isn't one size fits all. It's about finding what works best for you and being brave enough to follow your own path. Thank you for listening.
Be sure to subscribe to our podcast for more interesting topics and English learning tips. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.